It's very important that you prepare for every interview and every news conference. Come up with some sound bites that really tell the story in a very concise manner and a very effective manner.
This News Media Relations class is a hands-on, interactive experience where you become the story. You are placed in the spotlight before live television news cameras for real-world breaking news events. This exclusive training program is the #1 News Media Relations class in America and the only one of its kind. Created and taught by Emmy Award-winning television news journalist Russell Ruffin.
This is Russell Ruffin at the White House,
whose reports have been seen on NBC, CNN, Fox News Channel, and the European Broadcast Union. He is also the author of the Media Insider's Public Information Officer Guide for Public Agencies and Media Matters, a critical analysis of the world's major news events and media disasters. Co-instructor Penny Carter is a Telly Award-winning documentary producer. She has field produced for America's Most Wanted and the Law Enforcement Television Network on such stories as the Columbine High School shootings, the Oklahoma City bombing, and the 9/11 attacks on America.
Anytime there's a crisis situation, you want to use active words and phrases. Words like immediate, rapid, active, decisive. These are action words, and they show you doing something in a proactive way. Now, you want to avoid terms and also sentences with the word try in them. If you have a sentence with the word try in it, just take the word try out. Just remove it, and it still works. Like, we're going to try to establish a perimeter. No, you are going to establish a perimeter. You're going to try to restore public service. No, we are in the process of restoring public service.
In this specialized training, each student is subjected to live interviews before an actual full-size television news camera involving real-world breaking news events specific to their own needs. Each participant is given a critique and a DVD video of their on-camera performance. Every student has the opportunity to review their own video and identify positive and negative aspects of their performance. At the same time, other students act as reporters by asking tough, relevant questions of fellow students. This exposes everyone to both the reporter's perspective as well as the agency's perspective. These exercises are invaluable because they prepare students for actual news interviews. Students learn how they can always remain honest with the media without jeopardizing an investigation or endangering the public or members of their own agency. Participants come away with the skills to avoid saying no comment to media questions by employing our exclusive techniques and transitional phrases.
It's always going to be your job at a news conference to keep your news conference on track. You can't expect the reporters to keep it on track for you. Now, you can come out there and say, okay, I'm going to talk about our water distribution situation, but that's all I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about anything else. You can say that, and you can hope the reporters keep their questions in that area, but really think about it. The reporter's job is to ask questions, to ask many questions. But you can't just restrict them and tell them they can't ask a certain question. The governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie, has a way of dealing with reporters who ask questions that he considers off topic. Here's an example of what you don't want to do.
On Monday, are you going to be addressing the legislature?
Did I say on topic? Are you stupid? On topic. On topic. Next question. Good. Thank you all very much, and I'm sorry for the idiot over there. Take care.
Now, you don't want to do something like that because you make too many enemies that way. There are many transition statements that we've come up with that will help you on that. For example, instead of him answering that way, he should have said, I understand your question, but the important thing to remember is, or, I can understand your concern, but right now the issue is, or, that's an issue we may deal with later, but right now the important issue is, or, I'm sure there are a lot of questions we all have, but right now the important thing is. That way it doesn't sound so confrontational.
The student learns that no two news experiences are the same. The participant's behavior should be dictated by the event itself. With today's 24-hour news coverage and programming, the public often draws conclusions based not just on facts, but on perception. For that reason, the training includes tips on proper physical posture, voice inflections, as well as facial expressions. This training helps prepare anyone who may be accosted by reporters on the street.
There's another phrase that a lot of people use and misuse, and that is, we're doing the best we can with what we have. That's really not a very good phrase because it sort of lends itself to letting people have the impression that you're going to fail at something. So don't say that. Use proactive phrases such as, we are actively responding. We have numerous resources. We've trained for this. All of those phrases will build your credibility.
No other comparable media training classes exist because classes taught by working reporters lean toward satisfying the needs of the reporters, which isn't always what is in the best interest of the agency. And likewise, classes taught by agencies often advocate an adversarial relationship with the media. Our exclusive training teaches how agencies can use the media to its best advantage while fulfilling the public's right to know.
Let's say you've had a massive explosion and you don't know what type of chemical or explosive was used. You don't want to go out and tell a news conference, we don't know what kind of chemicals are involved. We don't know what kind of explosive was involved. You don't want to say that. Instead of saying you don't know what something is, say that we are conferring with experts who are working to identify the chemicals, or we are now in the process of identifying the chemicals, or the weapons, or the explosive, or whatever it is. You want to be proactive. Let the public know that you're out there working for them.
Because each student is given a copy of our exclusive media guide and training manual, all students, even beginners with no experience, will benefit from our training. The workbook that the student takes home is filled with scores of examples of news questions and situations, along with suggested solutions.
If there is a dispute between a couple of agencies within your jurisdiction, what you want to do is have an administrator come forward and have a briefing, and also have those agency heads present, and point out at the news conference that despite any disagreement between the agencies, your number one concern remains the safety and service to the community. The community comes first. And regardless of any differences, and even while you're working out differences, that's not going to change your goals and your roles. The public comes first, and public safety and public service is our top priority. And you can keep reassuring that to the public. Even if you have a dispute, let the public know they still come first.
I'm Chief Frank DeAndrea from the Hazelton Police Department.
Over the past 15 years, I've been a Navy SEAL.
If you are able to attend one class this year, this should be the one.
Well, I can tell you I've been all over the world. I've spoken with ambassadors, vice presidents, presidents, VIPs. Over the course of the 15 years, and what I've learned in my experience over throughout the world, within 2 days here, in Russell and Penny's class, your class here, I've learned so much, and it's really going to help me out in my job. And I can tell you, being a Navy SEAL, from my perspective, this class I would recommend to anybody.
And I have learned more from this media relations course than any other course I've attended in 27 years of law enforcement.